Have you always wanted a rechargeable air pump that can pump car tires, bike tires, and it can do this up to 10 bars? Look no further, this is the rechargeable air pump from Luxorparts. Coming up. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Marcus and this is Saab Cars. So here at Saab Cars we do product reviews, DIYs, go to Saab meetings and much more. Today we're going to take a look at the rechargeable air pump from Luxorparts. This is a brand that is being sold by a company called Kjell Company, and it's not the oil company Shell, it's actually Kjell Company, or in Swedish Kjell Company. So it's a company here in Sweden that sells accessories for mobile phones, computers, and they also have some nice products like this. Kjell Company is spread all over the country, and I'm not sure if they are in other countries as well. I don't think so. Anyhow, if you're not in Sweden, you're totally missing a great company. So this is Luxorparts, and it's a part that is only being sold by Kjell Company. And it's currently sells for around 799 Swedish crowns. So today we're going to take a look at this, what's in the box. We're going to try this on the spare wheel in the old generation 9.5. So some of you have seen, or maybe have seen, the video where I test the more stationary air compressor from Clas Ohlson. That's driven by AC, so it's not wireless and it's a bit more bulky than this. So this has a nice form factor and it's wireless. So let's take a look in the box what we've got. So let's start unbox this thing. Before we do, let's actually take a look at the outside. It says specifications here. We have voltage, we have power, we have battery capacity and so on. And the battery charge time, it's 3 hours. And this will last for around 20 minutes. Some other stuff there is the maximum pressure, which is 10 bars or 150 psi. The unit weighs around 1.5 kilograms. So let's see what we find inside. So here we have a pouch so that you can store your unit in the car easily. We also have a manual, of course. It's in English, Norwegian and in Swedish. So it's not a very complicated tool. Yeah, so let's take a look at this in a few minutes. And let's see what we have here. We have the unit itself. Looks like a screwdriver thing with a on and off button. And here on the back you have a display where you can actually, and 3 buttons, so you can turn on and off the unit, and you have plus and minus for changing the pressure. So you have a digital display here that shows the chosen pressure. You have an adapter here as well that you put on here in the front. We're going to do that later. And of course you have a charger for the battery. Here's the battery itself. So you don't have any docking station for the battery. You only have the charger and the battery, because inside the battery there is a connector for this, so you charge the battery directly with the adapter, which is pretty nice. And here on the back of the battery you have some adapters depending on what you want to use this for, if it's for car tires, bikes, footballs and so on. And in case you run out of battery, you have something else here. It looks like a battery, but it doesn't contain any real battery. So inside this compartment here, you have a cable. Let's see if we can get this out so that I can show you guys. It's well packed in there. Okay, here we go. So quite a long cable. So if you run out of battery, you can always connect this to the 12-volt cigarette outlet in the car. And then you just click this on like a ordinary battery. So that was the stuff that was in the package. So let's put this away for the moment. And let's have a quick look in the manual again in the English section. So 20 minutes for charging the battery. This has already been charged. And 3 hours to charge the battery. And you can run this for 20 minutes. So depending on how fast this is, you may need to use this or just recharge the battery and continue later on. Of course, it depends on the situation you're in. We're going to try it on this tire I have here. And that is the spare tire for the old generation 9.5. And it currently has only 2 bars of pressure in it. And this should be at around 4.2 bars. So we're going to pump this up to 4.2 bars using this Luxorparts wireless charger today. So before we can start, let's see in the manual here. It says we should take this and we should put that here. And to be able to do that, we need to loosen the attachment here, approximately 3 rotations clockwise. Do not remove this completely. So let's just do that from the beginning. Like this. And then we put this here and we start rotating this. At the same time we're pushing it with the threaded connector into the attachment lock. Just push it until you can't push it anymore and then tighten the lock. And this should stay in place. And the other end, of course, you put that in the tire. And here on the back, you have the on button, plus and minus, and you of course have the trigger right here. Some of you may have noticed that we have an additional feature on this, and that's a lamp which can kind of blink, I think, and it has a constant light as well. So let's put the battery in and see what the light looks like. It was actually on. So let's have a look at the light. So it's probably a good idea if this happens when you're outside and it's kind of dark to have this flashlight here on the air compressor as well. Let's push that again and you get a flashing red light, which can be very useful if you, I don't know, if something happens on the road and you can actually show other people that something is going on. And there's a more rapid flash, kind of like SOS flashing. And we then just turn this off again. So white light, constant flashing red light, and this SOS light. Nice feature. So here on the back you have it's a very small display, so let's see if you can see something on this. It says currently 0, and I can push the on button again. It says PSI, so now we're in PSI mode. Now we're in bar and hectopascal, and then back to PSI and back to bar. So we're going to stay in the setting bar for this. And we have plus and minus here. So we're going to put this at 4.2 because that is the actual pressure that we want in the wheel. So 4.2, and also after 30 seconds this actually turns itself off automatically. So just be aware of that. You need to turn this on again. So let's take a look at the manual once more and see. It also says screw the threaded connector onto tires, valve, steam quickly. That's basically because you don't want any air in the wheel to get out. And also when you put this on, this will show the actual pressure. And then it's just plus and minus there, as you saw, for changing the pressure. You also have a lock here below the trigger, which you can turn on, and then you can't really use the unit. Yeah, so now it has turned off, of course, because it's only being on for 30 seconds, so if you don't use it, it will turn off. So let's try this on the wheel here. I actually have another meter as well, so we're going to double check that we have around 2 bars in the wheel currently. So let's hook this up and see how long it takes for it to get to 4.2 bars. So it's going to get noisy here. Let's just see how quickly we can put that on, quite quickly. So let's turn on the machine. I hope you guys can see something. It says 2 bars, and that's the current pressure in the wheel. And we're going to go to 4.2, which is the setting that I put in here before. So I'm going to start this now, and I don't know, let's see how long this takes. The machine itself didn't get very hot. This, however, was a bit hot. So let's double check with the other meter I have here and see what the value is. Yeah, it's around 4.2 bars, as expected. So this was actually a very nice rechargeable air compressor, I think, because it took the tire from around 2 bars to 4.2 bars in, I don't know, a few minutes just, and that's quite nice. It of course depends on the load on the tire itself. If it's on a car and the car is on the ground, there is a pressure from the ground onto the tire, of course. But anyhow, it was a very nice product, I think. Very easy to use. It didn't get warm here. The only thing that got warm was this. It's still a bit warm, but it's cooling off. Very easy to use. Just screw this on to the valve on the tire. And there is a button here as well that you press to take out the battery. Very easy, and then you just take it home or wherever you want and charge it using this. Dead easy, guys. Very nice thing to keep in the car with a flashlight and a emergency light as well. So thumbs up to Kjell Company for this Luxorparts rechargeable air pump. It's currently being retailed for 799 Swedish crowns, but who knows, maybe there is a offer on a Black Friday day or whatever. Keep watching and see if you can get a better price on this. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and drive safe.